sometimes when the listing is so bad, I'm like, well, maybe this is worth a treasure hunt to see if there's something here. And 99 times out of 100, there isn't. But maybe there's something about this.
It's a gift then.
I had a client who said the best deal they ever acquired was based on the worst listing they'd ever seen.
All right, so the meta game is this philosophy is going to get around, look for the bad listings that make no sense. Then brokers are going to purposely make them worse to entice people who they think they know. It's going to be a virtuous circle here.
I'm just saying miracles do happen. And a lot of times miracles happen because the listing is bad.
Hey everyone, it's Bill, and I want to tell you about maybe the most exciting sponsor we've had in a long time on the pod. It's called Capital Pad, and it is the thing that I wish existed when I started my journey of operating and investing in small businesses. So Capital Pad is a marketplace for acquisition entrepreneurs, that is, people who want to buy a business and need capital to list their deals and solicit capital from other people who want to invest in acquisition deals. So if you want to back somebody buying a small business, Capital Pad is the place to do it. And if you want to buy a business and need capital, you can go on Capital Pad to be introduced to investors. So the really great thing too from the investor side is that Capital Pad takes care of all of the details that can get hairy with small business acquisitions. They handle standardized terms, standardized governance, standardized distributions, all upfront in black and white. Basically, Capital Pad professionalizes investing in small businesses. And the returns can be really, really good. I'm so stoked they exist. It's founded by my friend Travis, who is a phenomenal entrepreneur in his own right. So if this sounds like something that is appealing to you, if you want to buy a small business and need capital, or if you want to invest in small businesses, go check out capitalpad.com and tell them that Acquisitions Anonymous sent you.
Welcome to Acquisitions Anonymous. Michael here. Today's deal was fascinating. We went through a deal that was priced at 55 times earnings, and we still did it on the podcast. So it involved New Jersey and a swimming pool. So it was a ton of mystery and a ton of fun. And Travis Jamison from Capital Pad, he joined us today. He was a great guest co-host as well. And Heather and I had a ton of fun. Here's the episode.
Travis, man, it's so good to see you. Welcome.
Thanks for having me again. It's good to be here.
So how's the new business going? Give us an update.
I think Capital Pad's kind of crushing it. Now it's crushing me too, because it's a ton of work, to be honest. But we're onboarding investors, onboarding sponsors, looking at good deals all the time. So no, really, really happy with where things are at right now.
So in terms of kind of the ICP for both ends of it, like deals and like investors, who does that tend to be on each side of the kind of the marketplace?
For the sponsor searcher side, it really is just pretty much all searchers and independent sponsors. As long as the searchers, their deal has to be a little bit larger than some of the teeny tiny ones, but the standard searcher stuff and the independent sponsors, they bring their deals and submit them to us. If they pass all our tests, then we submit them in live and share them with the investors. Then the investors get to look through the deals and see if it's something they might like to invest in.
Well, I mean, I think it's, Heather, you've gone through this experience. I think it's like the more you are forced to kind of talk about your business over and over again, eventually your pitch gets super crisp. So
Yeah.
you're early, man. I gotta give yourself some grace in it. So Heather, how many times have you pitched your business in the past year?
Oh, gosh. Well, I actually do a weekly. So if those of you who haven't been to it, I do a Tuesday webinar every week. And when you do something weekly, you get really good at it. So, and I get live Q&A. So I that's how I've kind of sharpened up my pitch.
All right. Let me pitch you guys. And I've been to your webinar. They're really good.
Yeah. Thank you.
And I even asked questions under my own name, not anonymous.
You did, yeah. You heckled me, I think, right?
No, I did not. I did not. I want the record to show I did not do that. No, I usually ask when I go to webinars. I ask questions anonymously, so I don't ask anything embarrassing. Dumb questions to go. All right, so I brought a deal. It is this popular swim club, and it's in New Jersey. And Heather, I know how you feel about New Jersey. Actually, how do you feel about
The Jersey Shore is all I know. It's like that, right?
I do know that New Jersey spends more money per capita than anywhere else on home maintenance in the U.S.
Really?
Why is that?
I don't know. We did a deal there, and that's kind of where I learned that fact. I think a lot of the housing's really old, and it's still very valuable, and so it just needs a lot of money for upkeep. Like it's a meaningful percentage of people's incomes, like averaged out, that they spend on upkeep. So the home services market's really strong in Jersey.
House prices are unbelievable, especially like on the shore. Like I've looked at some of these prices now. I went to college in Eastern Pennsylvania, so we run on the New Jersey border. So like 60% of my class from New Jersey, and like some of the houses these guys grew up in 30 years later are like $4 and $5 million, $10 million house. It's just incredible price appreciation kind of on the Jersey area. So
also just some amazing houses. There's, the style is old and beautiful, and you don't necessarily see as much anymore.
My college roommate grew up in this town. I'll pull it up here, Spring Lake, New Jersey. It's become just like, it looks like Mayberry on water, to your point, Travis. Just amazing. There's a slight downside. $10 million houses now. All right. Speaking of, let me pitch you guys on this deal. So it is on Murphy Business Brokers, which I guess is a franchise system.
Yes.
I didn't know it was franchise business brokers. Is that right, Heather?
Yeah, just like Trans World. It's franchised. Yeah.
Yeah. Super interesting. Okay. So it has a picture of a group of people jumping into a pool, and it says Popular Swim Club for sale. It's brokered by Darren Smith, who has a 973 area code, which I assume is New Jersey. And the title is Popular Swim Club for sale. $3.75 million is the asking price. It does $612,000 in sales. They're asking for no seller financing, so down payment is $3.75 million, and the thing does $67,000 in discretionary earnings. So okay, so when usually Bill jumps in.
I'm squirming.
I don't know if I need Bill here. You do $3.75 million divided by $67,000 a year. It is 56 times earnings.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, we're off to a good start.
It's price for growth.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So the broker says we are pleased to present this unique opportunity to acquire a premier swim club located in New Jersey. This exceptional property offers a rare recreational developmental potential blend, making it an ideal investment for developers, entrepreneurs, and community organizations. Swim club, located on a sprawling 7.4 acre lot, boasts a beautiful 4,000 square foot clubhouse for parties. There is a snack bar with a state-of-the-art kitchen, a well-maintained pool, a toddler pool, a slide pool, and ample grass space. The club has significant potential for the addition of various amenities to enhance its appeal and functionality. Swim Club is nestled in a thriving community that values recreational and social activities, and the club is easily accessible, making it a popular destination for families and individuals seeking leisure and community engagement. Swim clubs are an integral part of New Jersey's culture, fostering a sense of community and providing a gathering place for families and friends. The Swim Club has established itself as a beloved local institution with a loyal membership base and a reputation for excellence. Detailed financial information, including historical performance, membership data, and revenue streams, will be provided upon signing an NDA. It has a stable membership base, a loyal, engaged membership community with a consistent annual renewals, revenue streams, diverse revenue sources, including membership fees, swim lessons, event rentals, and concessions. There is significant opportunity to increase the revenue through development of additional amenities and services. Please, no phone calls. Serious buyers should inquire online only. Has $143,000 in furnitures, fixtures, and equipment, and $5.1 million in total assets, $54,000 in liabilities, and a $5 million valuation of the real estate. So, yeah.
So you're not getting the real estate.
Yeah.
You're not getting the real estate?
No, and now I'm confused. I thought we were.
Yeah, it's like this is a real estate play, right? Like, no.
Right, but now below it's saying the real estate's worth $5 million. They're selling for $3,750,000. So I'm confused.
And also, he put his phone number clearly on the page and said no phone calls. That bothers me.
Here's my number.
Don't call me.
Don't ever call me.
Yeah, do not call.
So let's maybe start with what what does this business do? Heather, do you want to take a stab at that?
Yes, I think I've seen something like this in Northern California. Someone was trying to take a run at something similar. So it's like in a community, it's a community pool, basically. So you can pay for membership, and your family can go there for the swim season. And they're basically paying dues, and the owner is using the dues to keep the place up. And obviously you talked earlier about appreciation of real estate in New Jersey. And I think this is a business that's kind of suffered from that, in that you have this big mismatch between what the real estate is worth and what the business is worth. The cash flow of the business is really, really sparse. And, but the real estate might be worth a lot more as perhaps something else. Kind of says this is maybe not the highest and best use of this property. So that is what I think it is. It is just a private swim club where people pay dues to use it.
Could this possibly be like a poor man's golf club? Kind of like similar like the gentleman farmer type thing, where are people really into the swimming niche, I guess you say? And they just want to like hang out around other people doing that? Is that a thing?
I don't know about that.
I think I worked at a like almost identical place to this as a college summer lifeguard here in San Antonio, and I'll show this place to you. And basically, I'll walk through how the model works for these guys, and I think they do pretty well. The difference is these guys local here to me have a different capital structure. They don't own the land, but it's this place here. So I used to I grew up like a couple miles from this pool, and it was a pool that was built by the city back in the 40s. And, it got kind of run down, and some local investors, in my little kind of inner suburb, I live in a bougie inner suburb. Okay, so we haven't talked about that. So, they basically went in and went to the city of our little city called Allen Heights, who owns this land, and said, hey, we want to sign a ground lease with you to take over the pool. We'll renovate it. We'll fix it up, and we'll make it a place where people come and sign up for memberships each summer. And they pay $600 or $700 to be able to come and use the pool for the summer. And then you buy a kind of, snack bar. And well, here it looks like there's somebody, I don't know, there's some weird stuff, but they still, it's San Antonio, guys. We're still catching up to the 19th century down here. But they fixed it up and they rent it from the city, and I think they maybe rent it for basically nothing. And then they have coaches, during the summer, and then they have people come in, to work it, just temporarily from kind of May until school starts, and then they shut it down each year. But it's precisely this. It's just a pool, a snack bar, and bathrooms.
And subsidized by the city, the way you're talking about it, because it's a $0 ground lease, we're assuming, right? So the city probably takes responsibility for the upkeep of the pool, at least some of it. So I think you can make something like this work if you've got some subsidy. But if you own the whole thing and you've got to do it all, you need a pretty good income stream to take care of all that.
Yeah. Oh, and if you see this picture here, if you're on YouTube, I sat in that chair. Like I was a lifeguard in that
You were
chair.
the lifeguard. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. 30 years ago. This pool's been around for a while.
Did you rescue anybody?
A couple times I jumped in.
You did?
But yeah, it's lifeguarding is a really hard job. For me at least, in the way I'm wired, like sitting there for 8 hours a day with nothing happening. And it's a huge amount of asymmetric risk, because you basically your best case is nothing happens. Worst case is someone dies and you're 16 years old and it happens under your watch. Anyway, yeah. I do not recommend lifeguarding as a job for this reason. So was that too much information?
No, that was interesting. But back to the one we're looking at, they own the real estate. And I think that's the big difference.
Yeah. And this is one of those weird listings where, is it a real estate listing or is it
are they saying that it's worth $5 million, but no, we'll give it to you for 3.7? Like, is that the play? 'Cause otherwise, this is just nonsensical, right?
Hi, Heather here. When I'm not breaking down deals with these guys, I'm helping people get the right SBA loans for their business acquisitions. Because when you're buying a business, the best financing isn't one size fits all. There's the best rate, fastest to close, the specific loan structure that you need, or a little of all of those things. That's why my company, Viso Business Capital, works with over 30 different lenders to find you the best funding in less time and with less friction so you can focus on the deal. Sign up for a free live Q&A session on SBA loans at visocap.net. Then click Zoom sign up in the top right corner. That's visocap.net and click Zoom sign up.
I don't know. But what headspace could somebody be in to buy this? I mean, that's a legitimate question. Like, why would somebody buy this at that multiple?
Well, so the one I looked at, the buyer that was considering it, it was a tennis club and a pool club, but very similar to this. And they thought that they could develop all these other revenue streams. So I think the listing sort of says that, like, oh, you could do all these other things. But when they really sat down and tried to do a feasibility study on that, there was no way they were going to generate enough revenue for the value of the real estate. And then they looked at, the problem for the seller, at least in that case, was that the way the property was zoned, it really couldn't be used for anything else. So it was kind of a trap. Like, is the real estate really isn't worth that much if you're sort of stuck with this use and you can't get enough cash flow out of this use? So I think it's kind of a sticky situation for whoever owns this. Frankly, they've got to get the revenues up. It's only $612,000 gross revenue. So the owner of this place needs to work on that, I think, before they can sell it.
You're kind of limited. I mean, I don't imagine the outdoor pool season in New Jersey is too long, right? 3-4 months max.
Right.
I don't know. We have some relatives like in New England. Most people get into water that I would consider like cold enough to be like a chilled iced tea in San Antonio. Like it's basically has ice cubes in it. So I don't know.
Cold plunges.
Yeah, it's like crazy. People start getting into these things in May, when it's just barely sunny.
All right. So another weird tidbit from a deal we did. The kind of the tri-state area, I think, is the third largest pool servicing market in the U.S. Texas and Florida are number one, I believe. And then it comes like the New York, New Jersey area. Don't know how it works. A lot of it's probably indoor, but a lot of the revenue from servicing it comes from opening and closing the pools, which might not happen in different areas as much.
Yeah. Right.
So if you kind of break down, I'm just trying to build a revenue model for these guys, like how are they getting $612,000 in sales? So if you do $800 a season, so that's basically $200 a month for the 4-month swim season. And you say you have 600 members, which I think was plus or minus kind of where the pool near me had. That gives you $480,000 in top line revenue. And then the other 130-ish you're doing in beverage sales. The actual, I didn't mention that the big revenue driver for that pool near me, they have waiters and waitresses that come around and serve alcohol to people. It is out of control how much people are. Let me just say, we're very fortunate that most of the pool is like very shallow. Like it's standing room only. But you go over there like on a mid-August day and there will just be like 75 parents sitting in the pool and just everybody has one of those. Do they do this in other places? Texas loves to do this. These big styrofoam cups just full of alcohol. Do they do that in your places?
Yeah, I think sounds like a Texas thing.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
This is one of the weirdest Texas things. It's basically like nobody wants to like show off that they're like drinking a tall boy or whatever, or like they're drinking a hardcore mixed drink. So they put them in these like the cheapest giant 32 ounce or 48 ounce styrofoam cups. So if you see somebody out like partying, like that's what's going on with a giant styrofoam cup. Like everybody does it in Texas. I don't know why. It's a great place.
This did not mention a liquor license. And I do think you're right. That could be a big source of revenue, but a lot of places wouldn't allow this kind of property to have a liquor license. So
how do you convince the regulators? Like, yeah, we got this pool. We want people to get really drunk here.
With family.
I promise it's safe. I promise.
Yeah.
Day drinking. So that's probably how you get to 612,000. And then their earnings, it looks like they're running about a 10% profit margin on that. So 67,000. Like, it's all getting eaten up by paying lifeguards and staff and clean.
Liability insurance.
Yeah.
With a listing like this, the broker should really probably give some sort of hint at why someone would pay for this, right? Because if someone's just like a financial buyer coming through, like they just skip over it. Like give a hint of why they would want to own this. I feel like, otherwise it'll sit here for years.
Yeah.
So by the way, one of the things we've been coached on, Travis, is to argue about stuff.
Okay.
So I'm going to argue with you, but it's meant with love. So it's a fake argument. So look, here's the other side for where I like stuff like this is when there's a listing like this that makes no sense whatsoever, it presents an opportunity for us as potential buyers. Like nobody in their right mind is going to open this up and be like, you know what I want is a pool club at 55 times earnings. But when you see something that's crazy like this, that means 99.9% of people are going to swipe right on this. And I think this would be one I would potentially call on because it's just like...
No, you can't call. You can't call.
Oh, can I text? No, can't do that. You have to use email. But anyway, like sometimes when the listing is so bad, I'm like, well, maybe this is worth a treasure hunt to see if there's something here. And 99 times out of 100, there isn't. But maybe there's something about this that's just like, I mean, for example, you could look at it and of those 7 acres, 6 of them are totally unused. And potentially you could do a deal where you sell that, right? And get more than your purchase price for the whole thing. And you're left with a 1 acre pool. You rent it to some other sucker and, you end up ahead of the game. So I'm just saying miracles do happen. And a lot of times miracles happen because the listing is this bad.
It's a gift then.
Well, to your point, I had a client who said the best deal they ever acquired was based on the worst listing they'd ever seen. And it was literally like a legal size sheet of paper that the listing was typed on. And the broker really didn't understand the business and kind of did their best. And this person looked into it and it was a really good business behind that. So it does happen.
All right. So the meta game is this philosophy is going to get around, look for the bad listings that make no sense. Then brokers are going to purposely make them worse to entice people who they think they know. It's going to be a virtuous circle here.
I think so too. So anybody who's looking at any of my stuff, when I start to sell it, I'm going to give you a sim that's basically written on a cocktail napkin and with snot on it. So then you'll know it's a good deal. You should pay me whatever I'm asking. All right. Well, Heather, you're going to buy this one?
Definitely not. No.
All right. So
I am going to call Darren though.
Hey, I heard you like phone calls.
Just control it. Travis, would this make it through the capital pads filter?
I mean, as soon as I opened it, I would just close it.
I guess we didn't talk about financing something like this. There's no way to finance this, Heather.
You actually need cash flow to pay a loan. I don't know if people knew that, but
yeah, I think so. Heather, your thumbs down. Travis, where's your rating on this one?
I'll just say thumbs down and be polite.
I think I'm thumbs down too, but just from I kind of want to reach out to the guy because it's just so crazy, just so great. Like who's the buyer? Who is he targeting as the buyer for this? Do you have any idea?
That was my big question. Like, give us a hint of why someone would want this.
Covered land play? I mean, maybe. All right. Well, guess you got to kiss a lot of frogs. This frog appears to be disgustingly ugly and crazy. So we'll figure it out. Anything else on this one? Otherwise, we'll wind it down here. Awesome. All right, everybody. So, Travis, people can find what you're working on at capitalpad.com. Is that right?
Yep. Capitalpad.com. If you're a searcher, bring your deal, post LOI, pitch it to us. If it looks good, we present to the investors. If you're an accredited investor, come check it out. We've got, maybe 1 to 2 deals at a time that we think are good enough to pass. So you can invest there.
That's amazing. And Heather, you're at viso.net.
visocap.net. And yeah, if you're interested, check out my Tuesday webinar. I do it every week. And, we're always looking at lots of deals and making sure they get to the right lenders and get the best terms.
I want to go to your webinar. I just saw your presentation, like a week or two ago at the conference, and it was great. I mean, I knew all this or half of this stuff, and I was the front seat just engaged. So yeah, I want to see your webinar now.
How was Acid Bash? You guys are both there, right?
Yeah.
It happened the same week as my conference. Next year, we're not going to have them the same week.
I actually talked to Kevin. I was like, dude, how do you guys have it at the same time? He's like, we're working on that for next year. He told me. I thought the conference was great, actually.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, this is my first one. So I go in with low expectations, but it was really good. The content quality was really high, but like the people themselves, like I described as like a very like low ego bunch. Like you didn't know who had a $50 million or who was like a searcher with no money. You couldn't tell the difference. And that was really nice. We did have a couple of people, some brave souls who went to Holdco conference and SM Bash.
Yeah.
They were crazy. They showed up looking very tired, but they did it.
That's very incredible. Yeah. Well, we're moving to February next year. And then I think they're going to stick to April, May. So that should be perfect. So I should be able to make
Are you sure? I swore they said they were moving to February, but okay. Yeah. Like double check. I don't know. No.
No. Well, Ty said he's been talking to Sam Rosati.
Okay.
So, yeah. At our conference, it was pretty awesome. In parallel to how we talked about how we find deals for the podcast, I've delegated the whole thing. But people would walk up to me and be like, "Hey, I have a question about like XYZ thing." I'm like, look, I'm just the face here. Like, I don't know. They didn't even let me be on there was like an organizer chat, where they were dealing with issues. I was like, "Hey, is there going to be like an organizer chat? Like, can I be on it?" They're like, "Yeah, sure." And then they never put me on it. Like, so that was my level of responsibility. Anyway, Ty had told me he was talking to Sam. We'll coordinate. So.
Well, the feedback on Holdco was fantastic. I had a couple of our Snowball members that went. They said it was great. The venue was great. The pictures, they showed some pictures. Gorgeous looking. Absolutely gorgeous.
Heather, next year, this is your pick.
Next year, there were so many conferences in the same 2-week period this year. I don't know what happened, but next year will be spread out, hopefully.
Well, hopefully we can do a live episode of the pod, which we've done at previous.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Travis could be part of it. That'd be awesome.
Down. I'm down.
Audience participation. They can heckle us while we're doing it. That'd be good.
It's actually pretty good feedback. All right, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Ciao.